let's explain what the term black sheep is. Why do people get labeled as the black sheeps of the family? To be called a black sheep is to be somebody who goes against the traditional norms.
It does feel sad sometimes.
Like she shaved her head?
Yeah, like completely shaved her head. It's not something a lot of people do and have the courage to do.
Because she actually listens and isn't in my face being like, that's not how you're supposed to think. I'm not going to get married. I'm not going to have kids. I'm going to live alone.
Sometimes they're just so close-minded.
You know, my parents moved us here for a better life and all that. But in doing that, they also kind of took away like an opportunity for me to like bond with my grandparents.
Like different from everybody else.
I feel like I don't have that connection to like my parents or my little brother because of that reason.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Charlitas. This episode, we're going to be talking about the black sheeps in our families and our circles. Me and Alma are going to call out our family members by name. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and, turn on the bell for the new episodes coming out. Stay tuned. I have an aunt. They call her Chiva, which means goat, which doesn't mean sheep. Never mind.
Why do they call her Chiva?
Keep going with that.
Because she looks like one, or because?
But I feel like my mom kind of treats her as a black sheep, maybe.
Is she your mom's sister?
Yes, she's my mom's sister. Because she didn't get married, but she did have a.
Does your mom have a lot of siblings?
Yes.
Really? How
many? I don't. I feel like I'll be here for too long to count.
But it's more than 5?
I feel like about 5. And my aunt, who they call her goat, not sheep, is the oldest of.
When she's the oldest?
She's the oldest.
You know what? My dad, too. My dad has 4. Oh my God. Mi tía Susi, mi tía Norma, mi tía. Oh yeah, she has 3 sisters.
Name calling.
And the oldest one is the black sheep, like for sure. Like she's always been by herself, like for like her whole life. So kind of like,
yeah, same
with
my grandma, but she had a daughter, and then she had my grandma.
Well, before we get started, on diving a little bit deeper, let's explain what the term black sheep is. Like, what is a black sheep, and why do people get labeled as the black sheeps of the family? And according to Google, literally first page on Google, Wikipedia, to be called a black sheep is to be somebody who goes against the traditional norms, whether that's in your family or life circles, whatever. That's what it is to be labeled a black sheep. And it comes from the fact that black sheeps, they have black fur, so they can't be dyed as the same way as white wool on white sheep. Does that make sense? So that's why they're called the black sheep. The wool isn't as desirable because it can't be dyed in different colors compared to the white wool on the other sheeps. So yeah, your aunt though, you said your aunt is called Chiva, which means goat. Mm-hmm. But I guess in this case, she's not the goat. Oh, she is the goat? But she's also the black sheep of the family.
Yeah, my mom sometimes doesn't completely understand her. She's like, oh, let's be closer. But she's kind of keeps her distance sometimes.
And I also have an aunt would be the black sheep of the family. Same thing. Ella es mayor. She's not married. She doesn't have kids. And in my family, women specifically who aren't married and don't have kids, they're called cotorras, which cotorra is parrot,
yappers,
right?
It's sorry. Oh. But it means yappers.
Yeah, for that too. Pero
I thought it was perico.
No, pues también. Both talk a lot.
But not because she's a yapper, but it's because I guess she's like the last one in the nest or something like that. Even though she doesn't live with my though she doesn't live with my grandparents, they still call her cotorra because, you know, she's not married, she doesn't have kids. But I even remember like, well, I don't remember because I wasn't born yet. But I remember like my mom has pictures and like a wedding video from when she got married. Y en aquel entonces, like my aunt was bald. And that's like such a move, like to go bald, you know? It's not something a lot of people do and have the courage to do. But I think that's just like one example of how like she has
she shaved her head?
Yeah, like completely shaved her head. She was serving. She looked great. Hopefully one day, I've always wanted to shave my head too, low key. Like just start from like, and like, you know, and just like shave my head.
When we get the Patreon up and running.
I'll do it for Charlitas.
Shave your head on the Patreon.
That'd be hilarious. But yeah, I feel like that's just one example that I remember of how she has how she hasn't followed like the traditional norms of my family, you know? Not married, doesn't have kids. She went bald that one time.
I heard if you go bald, this is totally off topic. Did her hair come back like prettier or like different?
I'm not sure.
I had a cousin. They're like, oh, they shaved her hair off when she was little, and then it came back like nicer. Yeah,
Probably.
Well, you know how you were saying how like your tia hasn't gotten married, doesn't? I have a similar experience, and with me, right? Because I think right now I'm just like marriage, no. But in everyone else, they're like, oh, you're in your 20s, almost late 20s. Like maybe you should start thinking about it. Or like novio? No, I haven't like I haven't introduced anyone, a partner to any of my family members. So they're like, oh, what is wrong with you? But then my grandma from my mom's side, ella, she when I like saw her, she was telling me, she's like, she understands me because she was like, Mija, like, it's okay. Like, if you don't want to get married, that's okay. I got married super, like, at a older age. And everyone would always tell me, like, oh, you're running out of time. Like, no one's going to want you. You're still with your parents. Like, you know. But she ended up getting married when she was, like, 27? 28. So back in nuestro pueblo, that's, like, super old, right? My grandpa's younger than her. And I was like, okay, grandma. But she was like, yeah, like, I mean, I wasn't even thinking of getting married until like I met your abuelo and, you know, love, I guess. And I was like, oh, that's such a cute story because yeah, like my mom got married super young. So I was like, girl, what are you doing? But in that way, I feel like my grandma was like the black sheep of her family, just again in terms of like marriage, because she got married at such an older age, and then she had my mom pues a los 29, 29?
Like that, yeah.
Yeah, so again, that's like super much older age compared to like my other grandmother and like my tias and my own mom. So maybe I'm following in her footsteps, ? I don't know.
Wedding at 28.
Yeah. That was my experience, like, with families. Yeah.
Y'all got the same family, so
She took my story.
She took your story.
Well, because my grandma me lo dijo a mí. I don't know if you were there.
Am I the black sheep? Because she didn't tell me that.
Because I'm the oldest, and we had that in common.
I don't talk to anyone, so I am indeed the black sheep.
She is.
I think I am, right?
From our family?
Our immediate family. Because
she's very isolated.
I am very isolated, and I think that just goes back to I like my alone time, and I feel like compared to everyone else in my family, I have very different beliefs of what like success is to me and how I want to live my life, and they know that, and so that causes like they know we don't agree on stuff, and so that causes us to like, you know, have conflicts, I would say. And so to avoid that, we just don't mention it.
She's not talking about me, by the way.
Like,
I get her.
Well, no.
Like they know certain topics they shouldn't bring up with me because I have such a hard stance on them that counteracts theirs. And so they just know not to like talk to me about specific topics like that. And it does feel sad sometimes because I feel like, am I getting deep? I feel like I don't have that connection to like my parents or my little brother because of that reason. And so it's like, I'm always by myself. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I don't want to cry right now.
So that's why she's always with me.
That's why. And like her and I still have different like beliefs and stuff. But I feel like with her, it's easier to talk to them because she actually listens and isn't in my face being like, that's not how you're supposed to think. Like with her, I'm always like, yeah, I'm not going to get married. I'm not going to get married. I'm not going to have kids. I'm going to live alone in this huge house and like have a garden and like do whatever I want. And she's like, yeah, I'll live in your shed. But like, if I were to say
Live
that
in
to my
the shed instead of
Because she doesn't want to
asking for
give me a room in her big house.
But if I were to like mention this to like either our immediate family or our extended family, they're always like, it's because you're young and like you haven't met the one yet. And it's like, no, it's because I just don't want that. Even if I find the one, I'm still not getting married. Like the idea of marriage to me is just not one that I idolize as they would have expected, as my family expects from, you know, a woman in the family. And so, yeah, I don't know. Even at family gatherings, I'm always just there. And my family tries to talk to me and I talk to them back, you know, pleasantries. But they know that there's that like barrier that it's like, no, I'm like different compared to you guys.
They know that you're only showing what you want to show at that moment.
Exactly.
I know. I get that feeling. You know what I mean? get that feeling.
And like we're fake. Like I'm gonna be straight up. We're so fake, but it's like just for show. It's like they know I'm not actually like that. I know they're not. I know they don't like me. I don't like you back. But it's like we're just here because, you know, we're trying to make everyone else happy, and that's okay. We'll live with it for the next 3 hours. But after that, we're done. You know?
Definitely. I totally get you in the way that I feel like my family also knows I have very strong opinions on a lot of topics, and they can get into it with me, and I will get into it with you too. And they can say whatever they want to say, and then I'll counter what they have to say, you know? And I feel like same with all the family, because I feel like sometimes they're just so close-minded. Like I just feel like it all falls into the fact that they're so close-minded and they stick to tradition and culture a lot. Like they follow it word for word. Like open your eyes a little bit. I don't know, like open your mind a little bit to different things that you're not used to, that you're not normal, you know? Yeah. Sometimes I always wonder, like, would I have the same thoughts and like this personality that I have if I were raised like in Mexico, like how my parents were, you know, like would I have grown up to be exactly like you, or would I still have found a way to like have all these strong opinions, you know, and be like different from everybody else? I don't know.
No, I definitely always have that thought. And again, you know, in my family, Pame and I are the only ones who like have a sister. Everyone else is, todas mis otras primas are only like one dot, right? And so even that alone, I feel like excludes that and makes us different. And I think I've said this before, but I'm the oldest granddaughter, so por parte de my dad's side and my mom's side. And a lot of that family is in Mexico. And I think low-key, there's a bit of jealousy because, you know, my parents moved us here for a better life and all that. But in doing that, they also kind of took away like an opportunity for me to like bond with my grandparents. And now my cousin, she took, I guess you could say she took my place as the oldest. I see her and like the support system with my, like even just my grandparents. And it's like, I know that if I had my grandparents, I'd be totally different. I don't know if my opinions would change like you said, but for sure, I feel like there'd be a different version of myself. And maybe then I wouldn't be considered like the black sheep of the family. I don't know. It's kind of sad.
That reminds me, like the other day, they were on, like my grandpa was on a phone call with my mom. And my grandpa is like super traditional, you know, like super, super traditional. And I was scared to talk to him because I knew he was going to ask me about like, I don't know, relationship status or whatever. And when he did, I was like, oh, like, no tengo. But it's also not like I'm looking for one right now. You know, like in fact, I don't know if I want to get married and have kids. Like, I don't know if that's the future for me right now or ever. And I was like, once I said it, I was like, oh God,
the lecture to happen.
He's going to shame me. He's going to tell everybody in el pueblo that he has a granddaughter.
Which is funny because when my grandma was staying with us, she, siempre nos veía en la casa or like on computer working because I, work from home. And she'd be like,
no sale.
Mija, do you work? And I was like, yeah, I can work from home. She's like, oh, are you sure? Like, do you actually have a job? And I was like, yes. Like, she probably thinks I stay at home, do nothing. Or she was like, does your dad let you go out? Like, are you on house arrest? And it's like, he does let me go out. I do hang out with my friends.
Are you allowed to have fun?
Because like every little thing she would say, it'd be like a judgment. They look, oh, she's like, oh, you don't know how to cook? Sorry, I can cook, but not full. She'd be just so judgy. Dang.
That's like one of the things that I always like irks me so bad is like family who, whenever we get with them, they already know I don't like them and I know they don't like me. But the first thing they ask is like relationships. Ask me about school. Ask me about like what I'm studying. Like ask me like, no, I don't know how to cook, but I know how to solve a differential equation. Like ask me about the stuff that, that I like if you really want a connection with me. But their instant thought is, ¿Ya tienes novio? It's like, no, I have a girlfriend. Like sometimes I just want to say stuff like that just so they like understand, It's like, I don't know. It just irks me so bad. Sorry.
No. I totally get that. And like when I told him that, I was like, no, I don't want kids. I don't have kids. But I have 21 kids, adopted kids, my students. I have 20. And he like laughed and he's like, oh, sí, son tus hijos también. And I was like, okay. Like, I don't know. Like I think it also has to do a lot with the fact that we're very introverted.
I mean, yeah, I really do try to like show my like, I don't know, like I'm trying to be here for you, but you're just like not working. I don't like to talk. Like,
yeah, I know, cause like, porque in my family, like I parties like every weekend, which like slay, but it takes a lot for me to like have the energy to go to these parties, and it's not because I'm like. It's not because I'm creída. It's not because I'm a B word. Like I just
because
not your vibe.
You know how the conversations are gonna go.
Yeah,
so
like it's
like,
the same thing.
I rather avoid that.
Exactly. Yeah. Like we're talking about the same thing over and over again, and sometimes I just want to lay in. Like I just want a weekend to myself and like chill. Like they're kind of overstimulating, and it's also like I am an introvert. Like. Yes, like I will be sitting in the chair in la esquina serious
on my phone,
like
reading or something.
Because one, like you said, when they try to talk to you, it's not like because they actually want to get to know you. It's just para las apariencias, and I'm like, I'm not going to go through. Like, and I told my family before, like I'm not gonna give energy where, like, it's just not needed, and it's not because I'm being mean or rude about it.
It's a boundary, honestly.
I'm just like,
it's like. If you're not going to put in the effort, why would I?
Right. But then I get called creída or mean.
Or like family's always like, ay, pero es tu familia. Like, tienes que convivir. And I was like, well, I would if you guys didn't suck.
Right. And that's another thing. Like, oh my God, this turned into like the Alma Pame section.
Sorry, guys. You'll get your turn.
Yeah. We'll give you 2 minutes. Just wanted to speak.
It's fine.
And it's like family, like how especially in Latino families, like your blood family, that is, that's yours, and you have to. Yes, you're right. Like it's okay if your cousin called you the B word or
because you're still family.
Yeah, but she's still your cousin. I don't know. It's like what?
Oh, for my family, my mom was like, oh yeah. We don't like most of y'all don't like us, so we're gonna stay away from
you. Don't like y'all either.
No, but even like within cousins my age, there's still that And it could be, I don't know, maybe a gender thing. Because like I said, everyone my age is, they're guys. And so it's different. They can't really I've noticed I bump heads a lot with them. But I know Pame, she's really set on like, you know what, if you're not, you don't mess with me, I don't mess with you. I still try. But
yeah, you still try. And I've gotten to the point where like, I just don't talk to them. I just sit there whenever we hang out. I'm like, I'm not even going to look your way, honestly. But Alma still gives the effort to like chit chat and stuff. And I'm just like, I applaud you.
I'm an empath.
Could never be me.
I'm an empath. Like I have to say hi. Because like if not, I'll be thinking about it and I'll be like, I don't know. I could have just said hi or whatever, but it takes a toll on someone's well-being.
For my family, when we went to a party yesterday, and then
no invite.
There's one every weekend if you want to come. And like, they're like, my cousin was like, "Oh, here, hold the baby. I'm going to the bathroom." And then my dad's like, or like my dad and like my other cousins, they're a lot older than me, so they're like, they already have kids, they already have wives and all that, and they're like, "Are you ready to have a kid?" They're always like, have a kid, get married, kind of like what y'all were saying too. And then I was like, "Ooh, I'm not ready." And then the kids started crying. And then, but as for like, whenever we do hang out, at least for my dad's side of the family, since it's mainly like my cousins who are older, like kind of like I'm also an introvert and quiet. So I was just like, "Hi, how you doing? Where's the food?" And then, I'm just kind of like in my corner, just listening to like, they're funny. So like I listen to the stories, but I also don't like contribute to say any other stories. I'm like, they don't force me to speak also. So.
I don't know. I feel like with my family, I mean, we don't have that many. We don't have like a lot of family members here. Like it's just my aunt. Oh, my two aunts now. But I feel like my relationship with my family, as in like my immediate family, is like what's important to me. Anything besides that is just like extra, and extra in the sense of like, if it happens, sick. If it's not, I don't really care for it, So I've thought about that, but then I've also thought about like, well, it is kind of important to kind of maintain that, I guess, and it's kind of like, I guess, a traditional way of thinking, right? Of like, well, even if I may not agree or we may do things differently, it is kind of like, okay, I still got to be like, I'm still going to try to be respectful. Well, not just respectful, but like I'm still going to try to have a relationship, even if it's at like a distance, you know what I mean? But if like somebody's being rude to me, it don't matter who it is, like I'll tell them something back. And I've done it, and like we've had arguments. Like I've had arguments with, I'm not going to expose everything, but like, I don't know. And I mean, I'll argue it, and I don't know if it's maybe like a gender thing or something, where like maybe it's like, I don't know. Are you guys? I don't want to say like, are you guys scared of like do you get judged or something? Because in my case, like whenever I do speak up or something like that, like my parents don't give me any like, like they're not like, why would you say that? Or like, you got to respect your like auntie or something, or your grandma or your uncle or something. Like you got to respect them because they're I'm like, man, like, no, like, oh, I don't got to respect them in that way. I can respect them in other ways, but not in that way. Like, not if they're like being disrespectful to me or like something like that, So, but shout out to the family.
Yeah, like for my family, I don't think anyone's ever said anything to me. Like if they're gonna attack us, it's gonna be mainly my mom and dad.
Yeah, or if they're disrespectful to my mom and dad too.
They'll say stuff back.
I'm like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Try to have a relationship with you. You're just gonna be. You're just like that, So and then I really don't, care. But
and then it's weird because like mom and dad, sometimes they fight with like other family members. One day they're good, another day they're bad, another day they're good, another day they're bad. I'm like, it's hard to keep up.
It also it's like family, so it's like fluctuates so much. Like one time, like a couple hangouts are gonna be good, like, yeah, it's not bad, and then the next one is like, I never want to see you guys again, you know? So I don't know. I don't pay too much like attention to it, I guess.
And maybe that's the fact that because our families are so spread out, you know, some live here, some live in other places. Like, I feel like there's a lot of movement even between those families that are closer to you know, like even I've had a lot of people go in and out. I feel like that also has affected the way like we've built any deep connection with like anybody else in the family. You know, I feel like it's hard to keep that connection, maintain that connection. And maybe both parties are wrong, you know, maybe on both sides, like nobody ever continued to foster that relationship. And then like once you see each other again, or like once you see each other like every, I don't know, for every Thanksgiving or something, it just doesn't feel real. Like, you know, like I feel like it's just for las apariencias at this point. And then like after that, then like, you know, like you know, they always have something to say. They're always going to be talking some. So I don't know. But have I ever spoken up? No. One, because I don't do well with confrontation. Two, because I will start crying. I cry when I get mad.
And I'm not even saying like you have to. Like everybody can deal with it in their own ways. Like for example, like you could just choose not to show up or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And then they might get mad at you for that and be like, "Well, come on, you got to show up because it's." But like that's if that's your way of dealing with it, and just being like, "Hey, y'all can go." Have fun, but for me personally, like, it's not my thing. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing, like Miles Morales, you know. But I don't know. What about like your immediate family though? Who like what's the black sheep situation like in your immediate family? Oh. Who's the black sheep in your family, Jair?
I feel like me, because like I don't know. I wasn't compared to everyone else. They speak way better Spanish, and then growing up, they would always make fun of me. They're like, "Hey, you can't speak Spanish that well. Right? Like you said that word wrong," and they would just make fun of me.
Call you a no sabo kid.
Yes,
you're a no sabo kid,
or no sepo,
no sepo,
as we invented. And then it's like it was just that one time that I said that wrong. And then
they got you lacking that one, but that one time they don't forget.
Me when I tried to go vegetarian in high school. They called me crazy for it, and they're like, "Girl, what?"
All right.
Like, and then it turned out it's kind of impossible to go vegetarian, and when you're still living under their roof and eating their food, because all the home cooked meals,
they gotta have.
They
chicken.
all caught me.
They gotta have chicken or something.
They all caught me. In
frijoles dough.
I know. I was like, I'm gonna go vegetarian, and then they're like, "Good luck with that."
You can eat vegan tacos.
Vegan tacos.
That's what somebody told me one time. This is so off topic, but one time somebody told me, I like, have you tried this vegan taco place? And I'm like, vegan tacos? Like I've never had vegan tacos in my life. And they're like, yeah, like they use potatoes instead of meat. And I'm like, oh, tacos de papa? I was like, bro, what? I was like, I never thought about doing like vegan tacos, but I was like,
we eat those once a week.
I was like, what? I don't know. Just thought it was funny.
But I do think I know you said my other brother was a black sheep, which I'm like, I'm like, you mean the one brother who has like male privilege? He's like,
let's give some context.
Privilege.
Wait, context. So Sam has two brothers. Their names are this way. No, but yeah, I said you're young. The youngest one was the black sheep. Oh no.
Oh, you first said the younger one, which I was like,
I said the youngest one was the black sheep, the most misunderstood. No. And you disagreed.
I do disagree.
Why?
Because I think he is just a big fat baby.
He's watching this right now.
No, he doesn't even watch this. He's not a good brother.
Oh?
Unsupportive.
Whoa.
Yeah. Has he ever dropped a comment?
Just expose him right now.
He wishes me happy birthday. I wish him happy birthday too.
No, and even if I were to ask them, I don't think they would consider themselves black sheep of the family. Maybe my middle brother, because I feel like in a certain way he's kind of like
reserved.
Always, yes, he's so reserved. He's so reserved. He's always presented himself as like the one with the hard shell, And so when he tries to come out of that shell, we're always like, and so
and then he goes back in his shell. He's like,
back
my bad.
into his
He's
shell.
like, my bad.
And we're like, no, don't come back, But and then sometimes I feel like my whole family's just emotionally constipated the whole time.
They're all
like
black
all five
sheep.
of us. We're all just like I do think maybe at one point I was, with all the mental health issues I was going through, they would always be like, oh, ahí va la Samantha. No, don't talk to Sam today. she's on whatever. But I do think maybe my middle brother is sort of like a little bit the black sheep of the family. In the way that he is very reserved and we never know what's going on in his head. And then
so mysterious.
And then like we just don't
like
understand
who? Like
him.
what is he thinking? I love your brothers. I don't know.
I think we already said ours.
Yeah.
That's bummer.
Am I also reserved and nonchalant?
No.
No.
Oh. You guys tell I'm the middle child.
Yes.
No.
Really?
I don't know.
I feel like you can.
I don't know what it looks like. I don't have a middle child.
Well, you
yes,
know my
I can
brother,
because
right?
you're exactly like my brother.
Yeah. She's closed off emotionally.
Nah, but your brother's like,
No. What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
You're
Yeah.
the coolest black sheep I've met, but me.
Thank you, Trayer.
Blaze.
I'm gonna go cry after this.
Oh, no, cry right now. We need
For the
those
views. We're milking you.
I'd say in my family I'm probably the black sheep, but I'm not cool black sheep though. I'm like a
You're not cool black sheep.
I'm not like I don't got like a mysterious or nothing
Yeah,
like
you
that.
don't.
Or like I'm like if anything I'm like I don't know. Maybe I'm too emotional or something as a black sheep.
You're on
I
the
feel like
opposite end.
Yeah, I'm like on the other
very
opposite
creative,
end.
expressive black sheep.
Yeah, see, that's not cool.
He wears
See,
his heart on
He
his
wears
sleeve.
his heart on his sleeve.
He wears his
And
heart
I
on
love
his
that
sleeve.
about you.
but that's not nonchalant, bro.
I like this version of.
Yeah, so like I don't know. In my case, I feel like it's either not. I don't even think it's because like of my interests are different or something like that. It's just personality wise. My brother's always been more extroverted and more. I don't know. I'll say like more like kind of like sure of himself, more confident. And that's taken me like a lot longer to kind of to get to that place, or like. I'll have my moments, but most of the time I'm more like rather be a little bit more in the background, or rather be more like I'd rather like think before I speak. Like my brother's more like he'll say what comes to his mind, and he'll say it with like confidence, and people like that about him. Sometimes it's like to his like detriment though, and likewise for me, sometimes I feel like it's good that I think like before I speak, but sometimes I just think too much and then I just kind of close up and I'm like sweating. I'm sweating right now because I'm thinking about what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't know though. I definitely think like over time though, I'm like especially with my brother, since we're so close, like he still understands me. Like I would say even in ways that I don't understand myself. And likewise, me for him. And then so we're kind of just always working off each other. And so it's a dope dynamic.
Let's try to be like them.
Boyhood.
Right?
And I feel like my family's, we're all like very, if anything, my brother's like the more like not emotional one. But like my dad, my mom, and me, like we're very like expressive and like hard on our sleeves. So we're always talking about how we feel. Well, some do it better than others, but yeah. And sometimes I don't do it. Sometimes I just kind of decide to run away. Anyway, too much. But.
No. That was good. That was good.
He's never told us he's loved us. Now we know why.
Okay.
Well, he should be more emotionally expressive
Please.
towards us.
Please. I need it.
I also remember, like, we don't have to get too deep into this, but like, I feel like religion, when I think of black sheep, I also think of religion for some reason. Like, I feel like that always goes hand in hand. Religion is one of those things that is so culturally tied into like Latino culture and Latino traditions and all of that. And I feel like if you stray away from it in like any way, I don't know, or just like some sort of way, then that immediately puts you in the other category,
Yeah, in that case, my brother's the black sheep when it comes to that case. because he would always like question stuff, and then like, you know, my mom and dad try to answer the best of their abilities, but then yeah, that kind of led him towards not wanting to go to church and all that.
And I feel like that's also the same, kind of like with your brother, because, you know, I'm always questioning stuff. I've always been described as curious by my teacher. That sounded so annoying. I'm sorry.
All right, buddy.
But I do think curiosity is like one of my attributes or something. Is that a thing? Right? Did I say that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Curiosity is one of my traits. There you go. Traits. And so I'm like curious about anything and everything. And that one of them being religion, because it's such a personal topic to me. And because I always struggle with like wanting to stick to the traditional and the cultural norms, but also you told me I would go to hell if I like killed myself when I was 16. So I don't know, like it's such a hard struggle. Even now, today, I still struggle with it. And I felt like I couldn't talk about how I perceived religion for the longest with my family, because they would always just be like, nah, you know? Until recently with my brother, my other brother, when he like started to be like, well, blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like, well, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, man.
And so, you know, that's, and I don't know if that comes just like with being older or whatever. I don't know.
Like regulating your emotions.
Right.
No, but I definitely agree with you, especially with religion. And I think it always comes back to the age differences and, you know, generational differences, because I feel like Bam and I can have open conversations about religion. And my brother, which, by the way, I forgot that he's almost 13. He's preparing himself, you know, to receive First Communion. And he'll have those conversations with us. And so we kind of have to like, I don't know. We do have those conversations with him. And I'm like, whoa, we wouldn't have done that like hace años. But now I feel because Bam and I are growing, we're able to have those conversations. And it's different with my parents. Because again, they're stuck in like the cultural, traditional ways. But here and there, Bam and I will be like, what about this? And they're like, whoa, let's discuss it. And then we all shut down because they're not ready for it. And that's fine. Little by little, I guess.
I remember my brother when he told me when he was little, he's like, will I go to hell if I don't like going to church?
And they told him yes.
I don't think he said anything when he was younger. Now I feel like we kind of just respect what everyone else believes within our family.
That's good.
Definitely. But also like your family being the one that doesn't go to church every day compared to like everybody else. There's families who do go to church every day. And then they're always just like, we're all like.
Yeah.
I feel like my extended family doesn't always go to church either.
No. Well, mine doesn't either, but they still have room to judge. They still got time to judge. It's like, dang. Excuse us. But yet again, that's probably because our lived experiences affected that part of who we are, you know? Always the what ifs.
Yeah, like I remember my mom was like, oh, like going to church in like Mexico was like way different than going to church here. I'm like, it sounded fun going to church in Mexico.
Exactly.
Because they would do all these like different stuff, like parades.
It kind of makes me think about how I'm here right now, but like in another life, or probably right now in another universe, there's another version of me currently living the life that I was supposed to live, like, or like that I could have lived if I would have stayed back in my home country. And so then that kind of, but knowing that it was that possibility, you know, like, so me right now is like, you know, what ifs? But then I look like at my cousins who, they were always intended for this path, you know? So they were always intended for this path. So like, I don't feel like they think of what ifs as much as I think of what ifs. And if they do think of what ifs, it's coming from a completely different point of view, because the lives that we're living right now are affected by that, you know? Did that even make sense?
I feel like people like I feel like that's maybe like a human thing though. Like a universal thing where like everybody regardless, like in Mexico might be thinking like, what if I maybe went to the US or something? And what would my life look like? Or what if I, I don't know, didn't, go to school or did go to school, So I feel like it's a universal thing when it comes to like just thinking about that. Cause I think about that a lot too, like what my life would look like if I was over there. But at the same time, I don't know, like, it's like, oh, is that what my life was supposed to look like? I don't really like thinking about it like that though. I just like thinking like I'm right now where I'm supposed to be, So and that's kind of what I try to bring every day. Obviously, some days I'm like like maybe it would be better if I like moved over there or whatever. But at the same time, and like if that happens, like it's just like this life is like continuous, Like I don't know if that's making sense, but it's just my life, and I can't even if I try to think about it all day about what it looked like if I did something else, I'll never know. Like you'll never really know.
Like, cause like I'm the black sheep of the family in that way, Cause
oh, you don't think what your brothers are thinking?
No.
Like
I mean like me and my siblings. Like we're kind of the black sheep of the family in that way. Just try to read my mind next time.
My fault.
I read your mind, Sam, because I feel like, and we've talked about this, we shared a lot of the same experiences. So compared to, yes, hey, you and I.
I get it too. I get it too.
I was trying to make such hard eye contact with him, just try to like send him what I'm trying to, but then he's just like,
there's nothing there.
No.
There's nothing up here, man.
Because our younger years compared to my cousins, Kistanaka, is different. Right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So that's what you were trying to talk about.
Yeah.
And that's why you have like those thoughts compared to them.
yes. Like our what ifs will always be different.
Oh yeah,
Coming
for sure.
from a different
For
place.
sure.
Yeah.
I got that.
I want to know what the viewers think about this group and who is a black sheep. Like from looking at us.
Mind you, they're all wearing black. They didn't even agree.
Unintentionally.
I mean, we're all wearing blue jeans either. Peep that. We don't even
There's a
agree to
uniform.
do this, and they're all wearing. We're all wearing white shoes too. We're so basic. We have like no personality. We're all one person actually.
Whoa, hold on.
We're all just one person actually.
Next time we'll wear fun colors.
Hey, like this is like a big step for me. Like I used to wear like the most like lame just
Lame fits.
lame. Like I was just wearing like whatever, I still am wearing whatever, but like for me, this is a level up than what.
Good. Good.
But yeah, I like that question. Who is the black sheep of Charlitas? Is it Alma? Is it Jair? Is it Pamela? Maybe it's Luis.
It's always Luis.
Maybe it's me.
Maybe it's Alexis, the cameraman, the director. I feel like my mom might be the black sheep.
Who?
My mom might be the black
I said
sheep.
your
in her
dad. I
family.
said
You
your
know what?
dad.
Legit, like I was thinking that too. I was like, my mom might be the black sheep of my family too, but let's not get into that.
Oh, by the way, viewers, look, peep the vision board for 2026.
Yes.
It looks a lot different than we showed it in the first episode.
Yeah,
too,
we
right?
did.
We showed it in the first episode, but now it looks a lot different because Sam is an artist.
Mosh Posh and glitter.
Mod Podge and glitter does a lot of
And
beautiful tricks.
now it looks super sick. And I don't know, but we're gonna try to add more stuff into the background too, by the way. So stay tuned for that.
If you want to sponsor us, that was a theme that you could put their logo on here. That'd be so
Yes.
cool. Or little like art.
Like McQueen.
Maybe we could get like art. When like artists show their work. I feel like that'd be cool
Yeah.
too.
Yes. Wouldn't you love to sponsor
This is
5 talented and intelligent individuals?
6, the person behind the camera.
Oh, 6. Sponsor Charlitas. We would really appreciate it. And it doesn't even have to be through, you know,
Doesn't have to be a lot.
it doesn't have to be just like one big donation, you know. Maybe you have a little business and you want to donate like a few proceedings or something. I don't know. We can talk it out. We can work it out. Come sit with us. Come sponsor us. Come chat with us. Okay. We do have some amazing sponsors already, though.
Thank you to our sponsors, the Inatai Foundation and Washington State Arts Commission, Latina and Hispanic History, and Washington State.
Good.
As always,
Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, turn the bell, comment.
yes, shout out to the person who commented on last month's episode. You deserve a big kiss on the forehead.
Should we all like shout out his name?
Well, you know who you are, and we see you, and
We
we'll
do
probably
see you.
I'll probably see you sometime this week, maybe.
You know,
But-
and for those who tune in, like watching and listening to our episodes every single time, like we really, really appreciate it. Just know that like hearing about how much you enjoy listening to us and like relate to some of the things that we're saying, it does mean a lot. It really does. Because sometimes when I'm sitting here, I'm always just like, like what's the impact? But then I hear stories and I get reminded of the impact. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This has been another episode of Charlitas. We love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Thank you to Washington State Art Commission, Latina and Hispanic History in Washington State, and the Inatai Foundation for sponsoring this video.
Guys, thanks so much for watching the episode. If you're interested in sponsoring Charlitas, here are some packages.